Everybody told me the secret to a long life was walking 10,000 steps a day. Well, I'm 79 years old. I walk maybe 3,000 on a good day, and my doctor told me last spring that my heart is stronger than most people 20 years younger. So either everybody's wrong or there's something they ain't telling you. My name is Doris Faye Hendricks. I'm 79, born and raised outside Asheville, North Carolina. I worked 31 years at the county hospital in patient transport, pushing wheelchairs, moving beds, walking those halls 8, 10, 12 hours a day. 31 years on my feet. My legs carried people, literally carried them. And when I retired at 64, I thought walking was the one thing I never stopped doing. Then my left knee started talking to me, not whispering, talking, loud. By 72, I had arthritis in both knees, and my hip decided it wanted attention too. My doctor said keep moving, and I agreed. But he also said something most folks miss because they're too busy counting steps on their little wrist gadgets. He said, Doris, it ain't about how far you go. It's about what your muscles and your heart are actually doing. That changed everything for me. Now listen, I ain't telling you not to walk. Walking is wonderful. If you can walk 5 miles a day, God bless you. But if you're like me, if your knees ache, if the sidewalk feels less friendly than it used to, I want you to know something. There are things you can do inside your own kitchen, beside your own bed, that will keep your legs from giving out and your heart from giving up. 5 things. I'm going to tell you every one of them right now because I wish somebody had told me 10 years ago. Number 1. I stand up and sit down. That's it. That's the whole exercise. Now, before you laugh, let me explain what's happening. Every time you stand up from a chair without using your hands, you're using the biggest muscles in your body, your quadriceps, your glutes, everything that wraps around your hips. These are the muscles that keep you from falling, and they're the first ones to disappear when you stop using them. There's a word for it, sarcopenia. Means your muscles are melting away like snow in April, and you don't notice until you can't get off the toilet by yourself. I do 10 sit-to-stands every morning before breakfast. Kitchen chair, arms crossed over my chest, stand up slow, sit down slow. The slow part matters. When I started, I could barely do 4. My physical therapist, sweet girl named Kayla, told me this single movement is the number 1 predictor of independence in old age. Not walking, not running, whether you can get yourself out of a chair. Think about that. Number 2, calf raises at the kitchen counter. Sounds simple, and it is, but what it does inside your body is not simple at all. Your calves are what they call your second heart. I didn't make that up. That's real science. The muscles in the back of your lower legs squeeze your veins and push blood back up toward your heart. When those muscles get weak, blood pools in your feet and ankles. That's why so many older folks get swollen legs, varicose veins, that heavy, tired feeling by afternoon. I hold the counter lightly, rise up on my toes, come back down. 20 times, twice a day. Once waiting on my coffee, once watching the evening news. Takes 2 minutes, but those 2 minutes are pumping blood back to my heart like a little engine everybody forgot to turn on. Harold, my husband, rest his soul, had terrible circulation his last years. Ankles swelled up like grapefruits. Nobody told him about calf raises. Nobody told him his legs could help his heart. That still bothers me. Lord, it does. Number 3, I move my ankles every hour I'm sitting. When you sit a long time, and Lord knows we all sit too much, your blood in your legs start moving slow, real slow. And for folks our age, slow blood is dangerous blood. That's how clots form. Deep vein thrombosis, they call it. A clot in your leg breaks loose, travels to your lungs, and that can be the end of the story. I seen it happen. Saw people in that hospital younger than me, legs swollen tight, couldn't barely walk because they sat in those beds week after week and nobody got them moving. I do ankle circles, 10 one way, 10 the other. Then I point my toes and pull them back like pressing a gas pedal. I do it reading, watching television, sitting in the doctor's waiting room. Nobody notices, but my blood notices. Haven't had swollen ankles in 4 years. Number 4. This one will surprise you because it doesn't involve your legs. Not directly, no. I do deep breathing. Real deep breathing. In through my nose for 4 counts, hold for 4, out through my mouth for 6. 5 minutes every afternoon in my recliner, eyes closed. Here's why it matters for your heart. When you breathe deep and slow, you activate something called the vagus nerve. Runs from your brain all the way down through your chest into your belly. Slow breathing tells your heart to calm down, lowers your blood pressure, reduces cortisol. That's the stress chemical that eats your blood vessels over time. My resting heart rate used to be 82. After a year of this, it dropped to 68. My doctor double-checked it because he didn't believe it. Now, child, you don't need to run a marathon to strengthen your heart. You just need to breathe like you mean it. Number 5. This one scared me at first, but it might be the most important. I stand on one leg, just one, for as long as I can. I hold the door frame, then try to let go for a few seconds. Here's what people don't understand about falling. They think you fall because you trip. That's not the whole truth. You fall because your brain lost its connection to your feet. There's a system called proprioception, how your brain knows where your legs are without looking. As you age, that system gets foggy, like a radio full of static. Standing on one leg forces your brain to tune back in, wakes up every tiny muscle in your feet and ankles. I lost my friend Marvella to a fall. 76, healthy as a horse, sharp as a tack. Tripped on her garden hose, broke her hip, gone within 3 months. Not from the fall, from everything after. The hospital, the infection, the not moving, the giving up. A fall doesn't just break a bone, it breaks your spirit. So I stand on one leg every single day, 30 seconds each side. Sometimes I wobble, sometimes I grab the frame, but I do it because Marvella can't and I still can, and I don't take that for granted. Now, here's what ties all this together. It ain't really about the exercises. Those are just tools. The real thing underneath all 5 habits is a decision I made at 75 when I realized nobody was coming to save me. No pill, no surgery, no miracle. Just me and this body that's carried me almost 80 years. I was watching my neighbor Betty try to push herself out of her porch chair one afternoon. She looked over at me and said, "Doris, when did we get old?" And I thought, we didn't get old when our hair turned white. We got old when we stopped asking our bodies to do things. I decided that day I wasn't going to stop asking. I was going to do something small every morning to tell my body I still need it, that I'm still here, that we're still in this together, these old bones and me. And you know what? My body listened. It always does, honey, if you talk to it right. So if you're sitting there thinking you're too old, too stiff, too far gone, no, you are not too far gone. You got a chair, a counter, lungs, and 2 feet that still touch the ground. That's enough. That's more than enough. Start today. Stand up from wherever you're sitting right now. That's habit number 1 right there. Take care of those legs, sugar. They carried you this far. Lord knows they deserve your attention now more than ever. This is Doris Faye Hendricks, 79 years old, still standing, and I mean that in every sense of the word.